Welcome back to Be Creative Stamping and my True Gentleman Sweet Week. Today we're going to create this darling little box, and we're going to create 4 note cards that will fit inside. Let's start out with the supplies that we're going to use today. We'll be using the Truly Tailored Stamp Set. It's available in wood or clear mount, and we also have a coordinating punch, tailored tag punch, and this is exclusive to Stampin' Up. And we'll also use True Gentleman Designer Series paper and the Night of Navy corduroy ribbon and the True Gentleman wooden buttons. We're also going to use 2 products from the 2018 Occasions catalog, and they're located right here. It's the Whisper White narrow note cards and envelopes. They measure 2 3/4, and here's the little note card here. So it's 2 3/4 by 4 3/4 inches. And it also has a sweet little envelope that we'll use as well. And we're going to create the box using the Lots to Love box framelits dies. This will be the piece that we're using today. Our first note card features the You're a Fox stamped image. And so we're going to start with our little narrow Whisper White card. They're just the perfect little size. And this is Tranquil Tide cardstock. And I am just going to use snail. These are super simple and fun to make. And I'm actually going to just center this right on the Whisper White card box. The cardstock does measure 2 1/4 inches by 4 1/2 inches. And these measurements that I'm giving you will be for all 4 cards. They will also be on an inspiration sheet under the video on my blog. All right, let's go ahead and add the designer paper. And this is 2 inches by 4 inches. And again, we're going to center this just like that, okay? And then we're going to add our banner, and the measurements for the banner is 3/4 inch by 5 1/4 inches. Now that 5 1/4 inches is longer than this, but you need it with the banner triple punch. For example, you would slide this in, okay? And let me zoom in. I want to show you something. This guide here and here, this fits the 3/4 inch area right here, okay? So you want it between that, and then you're going to punch on both sides. And when you do the punching, that's when the banner becomes smaller. So just remember 3/4 inch, and this needs to be 5 1/4 inches before punching. I've already taken the time to add the dimensionals. So this banner is going to be popped up just like that. And now we're going to do some stamping. I'm using Whisper White cardstock. It's just a scrap piece. And I'm going to use Tranquil Tide ink. And so I will ink this up and then stamp it. And this is where the tailored tag punch will come in. And you're just going to center that stamped image to get it just the way you want. Punch it out. And then this little guy, we're actually going to use snail. So I'm going to run that across. And it is going to fit in the center of this. Now you may also notice on the sample that I have some metallic shapes here. So let me show you what they look like. You actually get, I believe, 100 in the package. You're going to get 50 of the silver or clear, and then you'll get 50 of the gold. And as you can see, I've been having a lot of fun with these, so I don't have many left. So I just decided to add one on either end. Also, the basic rhinestone jewels will work perfectly too, or you don't have to use anything. Our next card features Lookin' Sharp. Again, another super easy card to put together. I'm going to try and zoom in a little. We're going to use Tranquil Tide cardstock as a layer. And so we'll put this on first. And as you can see, these come together very quickly. All right. And then, of course, the little spectacles. And again, just going to center this. And we'll do some stamping. We're going to use Night of Navy. And let's get out our scrap paper. Okay. And just to let you know, when using this punch, you want to allow enough room around the image for punching. And you'll see what I mean. This area here, you've got a little bit bigger area for punching. Okay. All right, this will get punched up with dimensionals. So I'll just use 2. I'm going to peel this off. And I'm going to center this. And now I'm going to add this Night of Navy corduroy. So here is the little piece right here. And I do want to make it look like a pennant or a banner or even a fishtail. You're going to fold it inward and you're going to take your scissors and cut diagonal so that it goes up. And then you've got your little fishtail there. And I'm actually going to put this on with glue dots. So let's get those on. And I'll use 2, one at the top and one towards the middle. And I'm going to put it right there. And this is where our little button comes in. And we'll use a glue dot for that. And 1 should be enough. And we're going to take linen thread. We're going to tie a bow, which I've already taken the time to do. And I'm actually going to add a glue dot right there, kind of squish it up, and then I'm going to add it to the button. Okay, so I don't even have to thread the button. And that little piece is sticking up, so we'll trim it. And that is card number 2. Card number 3, To a Classy Kind of Guy. I love this one because the crushed curry really makes this pop. So this is our little note card, and we'll just fold along that score line. And we're going to add the crushed curry layer to the base. There we go. I actually could have positioned that a little bit better. This is the designer paper. We just used the spectacles. And now we're going to center this. And now we'll do some stamping. Here's my Whisper White cardstock. I'm using Night of Navy ink. And okay. And with this card, you're going to notice that it has a little banner under it. And so we're going to flip this over. And I'm going to put a little bit of snail there. And that is where this banner is going to go. Now this is just a short little strip of cardstock. It's 3/4 of an inch wide. And I just cut it really short and just use the banner punch. And now we're going to pop this up. So we'll do that. I'll even put one at the top here just for fun. All right. Okay, and you know, if you notice, it's actually too long, so let's pull that off. We are going to make it shorter, and I can actually do that with scissors because you're not going to see the top of that. Now let's try again. And then we're going to add it to our card. You'll notice that I use some metallic enamel embellishments on this one, and I put it right over those two little dots. Okay, this is our fourth and last card, and so again, we'll take our little note card base. We are going to add some Night of Navy, so we'll just apply that. Once your cardstock and designer paper is cut, these go very, very fast. So you really could make a bunch. Do all the cutting and then do all of the making of the cards. All right, so that's our designer paper. And we'll center that. And you'll notice this time we do need to punch the banner, and it's 3 1/4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and we're just going to insert it as far as it will go. It is between those two guides, and now I've got that little pennant done. We're going to do it again on the other end. All right, just put it in as far as it'll go and then punch. Okay, and this actually gets popped up. And since it's long, I'll probably use 3 of these. All right. And we'll put it about right there. Time for stamping. Today is your day. Celebrate in style. And remember to allow some cardstock around the stamped image. So we're going to insert this, and I'm thinking that will actually work. I think that looks good. So we'll punch that out. And now we're ready to add our little button. And I'm just going to use a glue dot. It makes it very quick. And the little bow, linen thread. Okay. And then this is just going to get adhered to the banner. All right. So I'll put that about right there. Okay. So that's our fourth card. One other quick note, something that you might want to do. I use the 2 1/4 inch circle punch, and I'm using it as my envelope liner. And so I just punched it out with the 2 1/4 inch circle, inserted it into the envelope, and I attached it right under the sticky part there so that it can still be sealed. So you've got yourself a little envelope liner when you open it, and you can just use snail or a little bit of glue just to attach this top part. We're now ready to create our box, and we're actually going to use different designer paper. We are going to use this one. So the first thing you want to do is to fold your score lines, and you'll be able to see those when you cut it. Actually, it's been very, very easy for me to fold. Yeah, I think that's where it goes, right there. Okay, so that's the first part right there. All right, and you want to do the very same thing to this one. Right, I've taken the time to fold all of my score lines, and so now we're going to flip the box over, and we'll see the bow tie. So you'll notice that I have already attached some tear and tape. So let me show you where that is. It's along the edge of this flap. Don't put tear and tape on this flap right here, just on the side. You're also going to do the very same thing on this side, but don't put tear and tape on that flap. And you do want your boxes, you want one of the half circles, that's what I'll call it, on the left, and you want the other one on the right. And by doing that, your box will work. Okay, so what we're going to do is I will take the tear and tape off this side right here, And it's really hard to see because it's bow ties on this side. So I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to fold those flaps back. And let's see, can you see what I'm doing? Let me zoom out just a little bit. Okay, so what I'm doing is I am attaching the side right along here. Okay, right there. And you'll see here the seam from the outside. And I did a great job of cutting because even my lines are lining up pretty well. All right, and by the way, this box is from Lots to Love Box Framelits Dies, and it's in the 2018 Occasions catalog, and it's right here. And this is the piece that we used to cut 2 of these to create 1 box, okay? And all of this information is going to be on your inspiration sheet. Okay, so here's the other side. I just peeled off that tear and tape. And now I'm going to put these 2 together. Okay, whoops. All right. And now that side is put together. And then this is our box. Now, if this little flap wants to stick out, okay, and let's say this is the bottom of the box, so we don't need to open it, we can attach a glue dot, okay, and I just put it inside there, and that will keep the bottom closed. Most of the time, especially with cardstock, the flap will stay closed, but in case it doesn't, just tuck in a glue dot. So here is our box, and this is where we add our note cards. Okay, now you should gather your note cards. There are 4 of them in 4 envelopes. Stack them together, and they will fit inside of your box. And that is just the coolest part of it. So they fit in here beautifully. You can also fit Hershey Nugget bars. I believe 9 will fit. Chocolate covered pretzels. I'm trying to think of some other things that I've used. But anyway, here's our sweet little box, and now we're going to embellish the outside. I want to show you the sample again. This is what the original box looks like, and this is our crumb cake banner. And of course, we're going to be using that banner triple punch again. And let me give you the measurements for this. It will be on your inspiration sheet. The crumb cake measures 1 inch wide by 6 1/4 inches long. It's not that long now because I've already taken the time to insert it and punch, okay? But that's what you'll start out with, and that will go on the box right here. And so I'll use snail. And then I'm just going to kind of center it on this box and try and put it in the middle here. Try and keep it straight. I think that'll work. And on the original, you're going to notice Tranquil Tide. For this one, I could still do Tranquil Tide, but I thought the Night of Navy would really make it pop. And so let me give you measurements for this one. This will be 3/4 of an inch by 5 3/4 inch. So super long, as you can see here. And now we'll take the banner triple punch. We're going to insert this strip of cardstock and punch. And then we'll also do the other side. It really does shorten up once you do that. And we're just going to add a little bit of snail here and center it. And I think that will, well, let's see. Let me make it a little bit better than that. That'll work right there. So now we're ready for some stamping. And I used the layering ovals to cut out this Whisper White oval. Okay, so the layering ovals framelits dies, and this is where I want to do some stamping, and I'm going to use Night of Navy, and today is your day. Here's that sample again so you can look at that, and I'm going to stamp it about right there. Okay, that's got a little smudge, so guess what? I'm going to do another one. I already had 2 pre-cut. All right, there we go. And this is actually going to get popped up. So let's put some dimensionals on this. All right. And now we're ready to attach to the box. And I'm going to put it about right there. And at this point, we can add some metallic dots. And you know what I'm almost thinking I could use the hearts there, and that would actually be kind of cute, but I'll go ahead and use these little dots here. And they're 2 sizes, so let me get this bigger size. These can be super hard to pick up. All right. And we're going to cover up that dot there. We're going to create our bow now. And so I just insert the bow builder punch, just like this, and punch out those pieces. And then I'm going to do the very same thing. Now, sometimes what I like to do, and I'll get real close and show you, I kind of like to make both of these loops the same. So I'm going to try and line that up. Let's see. I think that'll work. It's not exactly straight, but it will work. Okay. And I do like to use the bone folder to just curve those edges. Using a glue dot. You've seen me do this on other videos this week, but in case you haven't seen those videos, you'll know how to do it. Let me zoom out a little bit. I'm sorry. All right, we're adding a glue dot. And we're going to add another glue dot. And I don't think it picked it up. Okay. And now these 2 little guys come together. Okay. You can zoom in a little bit. And now we're going to put on the little ends. And they just get attached to the back. Here is another one. Just like that. And now at this point, we're ready for this little teeny strip. And this will get a glue dot on both ends. And I'll just go ahead and do that now. And then you start from the back, the very back, and you wrap this around. And that gets attached. I'm going to use another glue dot. I'm going to go ahead and apply another one and one over on this end, and I'll show you. Oops. Okay, so glue dot, and glue dot. Okay, and then I'm going to come over here and I am going to add it to the oval. Okay, so now you have a box and 4 note cards with coordinating envelopes. And thank you so much for buzzing by. Let me know if you have questions. Pick up an inspiration sheet over on my blog. Bye now.